All right. Thank you for joining us. We're Lincoln Design Company.
Yep, new year, new show. Here we are, 2021.
That's right.
We're going to hit it. Episode 2.
Yep.
We're big time in it now.
Episode 3.
I'm not counting.
This is episode 4.
My goal is to hit 20.
5.
6.
Episode number 7.
Episode 8. Number 9. 10. 11.
Is this 12? 13?
14. 15.
So you guys are just looking for excuses to drink while you do this? Is
Well,
that what's
we
going
are.
on?
Well, exactly.
I like it.
16?
17.
18? 19? Getting close to 20.
You know what 20 is.
Yeah, it's going to be
It's going to be a splash.
a splash. So I'm excited for that.
Gonna make some waves.
All right, welcome back. We're hit episode 20. We're out here at Columbia River Gorge in the background at an undisclosed location in Washington. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it in the hot tub. Dustin, hold on, no we're not. No we're not. Dustin made a comment that if his whole deal was like, hey, I just want to get to 20 episodes. We got to commit. And if we do get there, I want to do that 20th episode in a hot tub. And it's like, a hot tub? Okay, cool. Let's do that. So here we are. In a hot tub.
Got those 200 comments. We're here, episode 20.
Yep.
We'll do it here at the gorge.
Well, let's do it. Keeping with the theme of the chop up, we're going to highlight a specific client today. Being out here in the Columbia River Gorge, we picked one of our clients that's has the whole outdoor theme, which is Element Skateboards and Apparel. We've worked with them for 10 years, 12 years. It goes back really far into the San Diego studio and all that. So we're going to go through some apparel, some skateboard graphics, this and that, as well as sit in the hot tub. So yeah, like I was saying, we've worked with Element for years and we've done a ton of apparel collections for them. Badges all day. Element logo, we're in the middle of what did we do, 6 to 8 Element logos, but fully illustrated pieces. Desert, mountain. You did one, Jordan, that was like swamp or whatever.
Put it in a scene or forest scene, or jungle theme, try to integrate the logo into the whole vibe and the illustration.
As long as it's got that logo, which if you look into kind of logo history, there's a few logos that kind of stand out when people, if you can call it a logo. One of them's, back in the day, it was the Dragon logo, Dragon sunglasses. I might date myself. No. It's always Nike, of course, and Adidas and shit like that, but Element fucking stands in that little collection. Our classics.
People reference that till they...
Underground.
I mean, it's a circle.
We don't want to go back that far because that's a whole nother episode, dude. Of why Element's here and who Johnny is and underground and
plant the seed.
That's
graphically speaking, though, the circle is the best logo you can do. So I mean,
absolutely.
It's iconic.
It's very iconic.
Target.
Easy to use.
Why Target?
It's balanced. It's it's a good one.
Yeah. So that one stands the test of time, and it's actually super fun to design around and illustrate, and it is that circle. So.
That's true.
So yeah, let's run through real quick. A bunch of badges. Jordan with the classic, outdoor badge.
Yeah, shout out to Oregon.
Yep.
It is.
That is. Yep. That's a Goonies, Haystack Rock, that whole deal. And then we'll throw a project like this over to like Brandon Damaso and say, hey, kick in some ideas so we get a different vibe. Damaso comes back with the negative space, shit that you just would not do. Yeah. And it's always something different. Always looks great. Dustin, this is you, right?
Yep.
I love that one, yeah.
Graphic badge. We got Brandon to the right. I mean, look at that beaver boxing. That's super classic.
I love that. Yep.
Yeah. Very wearable.
Rope one from.
Davey special.
Yep. Yes. I thought that was Jordan. Is that Davey?
That's Davey.
That
was Davey?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This one, this shape, which Dustin, this shape.
Yeah.
We've tried to reuse a couple times.
No clients ever bought this damn bag.
That fucking shape, but that shape is different.
It's so unique.
I've done about 4 flips on that, and no clients are biting.
So anybody out there, if you guys like that piece.
And honestly, I forget about it, and I forget about that piece. And every time I see it, I'm like, you're gonna see a Lincoln patch soon.
Yeah, soon enough, we might run
Why don't we flip that as a Lincoln tee?
They're into this stuff all day long. Tilly's loves that.
Camp vibes.
Yep. Another piece. I'm telling you what. You throw something over to Masa, you're gonna get this, and you're gonna get this, and you couldn't tell who did what. That looks like a totally different artist. Amazing though. Script. Oh, so the jet's broke and now they kick back on. We broke the jacuzzi and it's back working. Will, you're gonna have a ton of editing to do. All right, so moving on. So I would say as far as a company and doing work and apparel for, as far as like scripts and stuff, they love scripts.
Oh yeah.
And they have some great ones. They have some great classics. Remember when Johnny sent us their whole like classic logo sheet? There's some super good classic scripts, but they're down for like a new script every time we work with them.
It's
which
also
is
challenging though.
It is
they
challenging.
Have 20 of them already.
Yeah, and how
How do you make it better?
Yeah.
Well, you start out with an E every time, you know? Exactly, yep. And it's like it starts with an E and you want the E big and it all looks the same, you know? So
look at the black tee though. We got a script with a, you know, a bow
This
tie
one?
badge.
Putting lines that, you know, make the shape too.
Yeah.
Even the E has like a quasi epitaph vibe.
Yep.
It's got the ligatures there.
Yep, it's very elegant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep. This piece was used over and over in Tillies and Zoomies, this and that. Another one that was done with the script. Hey, that was Dustin.
Yeah, I'll take
Boom.
it.
Yep, all day long.
I'll take it all the way to the bank.
We have done skateboards from A to Z for those guys, full series collections that go into to wheels and the whole deal. One of my favorites is the Run Forrest Run, Forrest Gump. Damaso did that illustration. It's a suggestion towards Forrest. You can't do his, you know, obviously likeness, but I thought that thing was funny as shit.
I mean, all skateboard graphics, you know, starting out.
There's always a parody.
It's a parody, you know, you're going to pay homage, so it's a perfect board, you know?
Yeah. All right, so moving on. So we did this four graphic series. Super cool piece because these ended up being, Dustin, what were they? These gnarly freaking jackets.
Jacket. It's like a Japanese jacket embroidered, fully embroidered in like a silk bomber style jacket. And yeah, those are like what, 8-piece or 8-color embroideries on the back.
On the back, yeah.
Super gnarly, super heavy.
When you're in Tokyo, like,
Yeah.
you're seeing that.
It's a vibe, yeah. So pretty cool that they produced that, a little out of their wheelhouse, but
Yeah.
solid piece.
Yeah.
The color palettes on those are super unique too.
Oh yeah.
I
Totally.
think they're a different vibe in themselves.
Yeah. And imagine that, like, gray silk. Ooh. I'm not wearing it, but that thing's
Shiny.
It's clean.
looking tight when you're in downtown Tokyo.
It looks good on you.
Yeah. So moving on. So we got hired to do this whole Sasquatch series. Started out with the sketches down here. Presented kind of the A, B, C, and D. Christ Air. You got the cover of Transworld, the
Todd Swank. Yep.
pushing
Shout out
photo.
Foundation.
Yep. You got the Search for Animal Chin.
Yeah.
And of course the classic Sasquatch in the forest. Jed, I gotta ask you guys, have you seen him?
Have you seen him?
It looks familiar.
We're gonna keep our eye out for sure.
Yeah.
See if we can find something. But yeah, that was super fun. Super rad.
The stoke level for Element coming to you for Sasquatch
I know.
pieces
Skating?
must have been very high.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
It was early on. It was
Yeah.
perfect
It
was.
fit.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Christ Air Hosoi board.
That's on brand for them
Yeah.
and for Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's some history right there.
Yeah, it's a perfect piece. You know, Davey killed those pieces, and those are just little quick napkin sketches.
We gotta
just whipped them up.
Resell the Hosoi piece back to them.
I know, right? 'Cause
why did you guys not like this piece?
They didn't pick that one.
'Cause that one?
'cause that's a banger
It's
right
so
there,
good.
man.
So
Classic.
good.
It tells
See-
the story and everything.
Yeah, C and D made it through, but A and B
Yeah.
didn't make it.
Yep.
Banger.
No good. Good stuff. So moving on, skateboard graphics, we've done a ton of different stuff. This was a super fun series that I actually teamed up with Damaso on. They had this whole vibe of, it was old baseball card kind of tickets into Wrigley Field or whatever it was. So Damaso did the little character illustrations, I did the type and the layout, and you know, they did a whole series on those, and we have a couple of those here. We got some boards here with that one. So those were fun. And when you get a nice little graphic like that from one of the illustrators, and you can go wild with the rest of it, you know?
Even look at that bottom badge. That bottom badge is great.
Yeah, that thing was fun. So for me as a designer, like this is, you know, you kind of want that first little piece that you can build the rest of it off of, and you feel confident like, hey, I got a solid little banger piece. I can build out the rest of the type and make a solid board, you know? So this was a fun series to do.
It looks like some like classic like Dwindle distribution,
Yep.
New Deal,
Yep.
Black Label. Like it looks like the boards that I was buying, in the early 2000s.
Yep, old school. So moving on, other boards, Brandon, so worked with him a bunch. You got the Nyjah board.
That's the old school Nyjah.
Yeah, it's old school Nyjah.
He's got the truck now.
The Lambo, yeah, he's got a truck now and a dirt bike, yeah.
He graduated, he's got the 4x, excursion.
And the detail on that thing is gnarly, all inked in there, pretty legit.
The one next to it.
So this,
It's got all the cubs.
it's got all the cubs in there. So this happens from time to time where Davey did the first series of boards, which Nyjah kind of has the lion, and so there was this series of these, which was the party series, and so from this they wanted a lion board that basically had like a mansion with lions for Nyjah. Dustin talked about these in the skateboard episode because this was the bleed issue where Davey had no bleed on these things. We had to add it later, and it was
a classic triptych,
it was an ordeal.
Davey's turning it in, missed the bleed. We popped the footage in. He had to spin the next night, adding it, what is that, an eighth of an inch around the side.
Please print them straight because you don't want to see my bleed
No.
on the print.
Yeah, exactly.
But he trooped through and we got her done.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. So Brandon came in, kind of matched Davey's style a little bit on that one, but the Lambo board,
Classic.
fun piece for Nyjah. You got the badge with the lion in the bottom.
Detailed.
So
It's like
yeah, it's cool.
And the colors.
It's almost like realistic. You know what I mean?
No, it's one of those things where it's just enough detail. Not every leaf is inked.
Sure.
So yeah, it's cool.
Brandon's got it.
Yep. But moving on. So I mean, from the skateboard graphics, like we've worked with them. I'm losing the stick, and I'm just going to use a board. So from there, moving on, we had an opportunity when we moved up, when we left San Diego and moved up here. I actually went up to Costa Mesa and sat in Johnny's office and built the whole Element brand book for him. Super rad opportunity. Sat with him at his desk. We dug into basically all the old graphics, pulled out all the Element logos, built out basically the brand guidelines for the whole company. That was a rad opportunity. Cool thing to sit down with him and do that. So that's on the website. Check it out. It's kind of a big blown out piece.
How many pages was that? That was a big undertaking.
It was a big book, yeah.
And you were sitting there in office,
Yep.
Working on site.
Yep. Driving up
Johnny
to.
knows Illustrator, so you guys are going back and forth.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It was cool. It's a cool experience. It's a cool experience when you work with an owner of a company like that actually knows the programs and does some of the designs. I ran across that at DC Shoes when I worked with Ken Block. He would actually sit down and he knew the programs and knew the design process, and it was kind of like when I first started working there, I was like, oh shit, okay, this guy actually knows how to do this, and it changes the whole vibe and perspective of that person that's critiquing your work,
Even the dynamic, even you in-house, you can tell us, hey, why don't you blend these two lines, expand your stroke, etc. where other owners aren't going to say that.
Right.
It's super uncommon.
Yeah, exactly. And Johnny's one of those dudes, so it was always cool. Yep. All right, so moving on. This one's one of my favorites. Dustin took this thing and ran with this right when we moved up to Oregon. It was a lot of pieces. It actually changed a few different times, right?
Yeah, they wanted some, fruit stickers with, kind of the classic, skateboard parody vibes. So we were influenced by, the Dole, whatever the banana, the apples, whatever the fruit stickers are, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And then once you did it, they honed in on every single sticker, and they're like, "Yeah, oh, hey, this sticker needs to have an apple doing a kickflip, da 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 da." And it's one of those projects where you go, "Well, hold on, like we're creating a pattern. Now you're asking for 16 specific graphics. You know what I mean? And each one needs to be doing something different. Each fruit, like we got a bigger project on hand here, boys." And
they merged it out,
and it did end up being a bigger project.
They did bucket hats, dad hats. Tees, female tees, boards.
Yep.
It's a fun spin.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was cool.
It was a fun project too.
Yep.
And the way they actually did merchandise it out worked really well.
It did.
Because a lot of times you might produce those graphics and hope that they play out the way that in your mind it works. And they did that.
They did.
They executed it really well, which was cool to see because that turned out great.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, moving on. We've done a lot of patterns for these guys as far as like full-blown button-ups. I mean, you're talking button-ups, tank tops, board shorts, this and that. Whoa.
The full kit.
This and that, the full kit, you know, as well as down to the board graphic. We did that kind of year after year, different themes, this and that. So these are always fun. And then some of the stuff.
What's up with that fish? What's that fish?
The fish. Oh yeah, hold on.
Fish board.
Yeah. So before we wrap this thing up, so we did.
In the skate episode.
Yeah. And so this board. So this was a super fun one. So there's actually a lure of this board. So the fish is chasing the lure, and so on the wheels, it's actually this is the fish and the lure. And they're kind of chasing each other. And so this was super fun because we designed the actual shape of the board as well as the graphic for both boards. And we had a recent project that Dave just completed. Yeah. And then one of the only reasons we got that project was they asked, hey, have you ever designed the skateboard shapes, totally custom shapes? I'm like, oh yeah, check out all the comps we did for this. Because this started out as a boat. It was a fishing boat. And then went from fishing boat to the fish to the lure and the whole deal. So we completed a recent project because of this, you know, that Dave killed it on. That we'll show soon. So yeah, this was super fun. I've had offers on Instagram to buy this board. Yeah.
So
and I'm like, no.
When we were starting that board, we had to send them over the dye line, and they would cut it out in house to make sure it was still skatable. Because it couldn't get too
thin in the tail. And that's what's cool is Element had a whole wood shop. Yeah. Like it's legit, you know. And at that time, that whole wood shop in the warehouse that they could cut the board and test it, you know. So
that was definitely something I kept in mind while I was doing the most recent project too. Like, will this be skatable?
Yeah. Is the tail going to get too small?
And, if it gets too narrow in the center of the board, it's going to break. So you have to.
Yeah. So this is one that's always around the office, and everyone kind of, oh, what's up with that? Yeah. So moving on, let's wrap it up. So
last but not least,
last but not least, Johnny and the whole Element thing that we did for the last 10-15 years. Johnny left, sold his part of Element, started a new company, the Heart Supply Co. Dustin ended up building the website.
Yep, had a lot of fun with that.
It was a scramble, couple days scramble.
But we'll make it happen.
Yep, made it happen. So got his apparel up on the website, started doing all of his boards. First guy he kind of locks in with is Bam Margera. We're like, oh shit, Bam's back. Like,
shout out to West Chesterville.
Yeah, so super cool. Did all the Bam graphics for Johnny. He's moving on. He's got a guy who won bronze in the Olympics.
Jagger Eaton.
He's got boards showing up in Target now. So yeah, they're killing it.
Yeah, I mean Johnny's the guy. He's not gonna miss. He's a legend.
Yep.
From Underground, or what is it? Underworld Element.
Underworld Element.
To the Heart Supply Co. I mean, full legend.
Yep. So yeah, super pumped to work with these guys over the years and continue that relationship. And the Jets are kicking on, and that's telling us it's time to cut it.
We're on random.
So thank you, episode 20.
Episode 20 was a success.
This shit is overflowing.
Yeah, thank you. 200 likes.
Yeah.
Thank you. And wait till we get to what? Episode 40.
Yeah, what are we doing? 40?
40, 50.
Dusty, what do you want to do? If we get 50, then what?
Hey, we
what
should
happens?
Make some requests.
Okay.
What do you guys want to see us doing?
Yeah,
you know?
Episode 50, what happens? Thank you guys for tuning in. Follow the YouTube channel, hit that button, like, and ring the bell. Subscribe, yep. Thank you guys.